This is Change Your Mindset Podcast, the podcast that helps change your life by helping change the mindset of the 99% into the 1% mindset. Here's your host, Adrian Gomez.
Welcome back to another podcast episode of Change Your Mindset. I'm your host, Adrian Gomez. So in this podcast, we'll be talking about 10 financial decisions that keeps you poor. So, first one is vacations. So the average person that's an employee obviously takes vacations. You know, you work hard, you work, and you think you deserve a vacation. So, what do? You go out, either you go to Vegas, Hawaii, maybe you go to another country, or you just spend money. That's basically what you do on your vacation. So you work so hard to get all this money, just for probably a week of vacation, just to spend it. So according to Picasso.com, the average vacation for one person in the United States costs about $1,919 per week. That is an article from April 25th, 2023. A vacation for two people would typically cost around $3,838 per week. So that's how much the average American spends on a vacation. You work hard, you go spend money. Then, come back from your vacation, you do it all over again. Keeps you in that rat race. It's an endless cycle. But instead of investing that money, or maybe learning a new trade, trying to figure a new way to get out the rat race or your job, or to get a better job, whatever it may be, people just spend money on their vacation. And they just do this endless cycle that keeps them in that rat race. And that's pretty much what you're taught. Work hard, get a job. You know, you work so hard, take a vacation. Then you go spend more money that you worked hard for. That's the average person. That's the 99% mindset. So that's reason number one. Number two is living with no budget. People love to spend money. They spend money all the time. They spend money. They make money, work hard, just to spend it. Make more money, spend. You just work to spend money. It's an endless cycle. It's another cycle that keeps you inside the rat race and keeps you with your job you probably hate. So, most people don't have a budget. Nearly 40% of Americans with the annual incomes over $100,000 live paycheck to paycheck because they don't know how to manage money. Most people wish they can make more money, but when that actually happens, they end up spending more money. So in reality, it's pretty much the same thing. Whether they make a little bit of money, a lot of money, you just need to know how to manage your money. So there's a rule that some people, obviously financially educated people, use. It's called the 75-15-10 rule. So for every dollar you make, you have 75 cents to spend, whatever you want, enjoy life or groceries, whatever it may be. Then you have 15 to invest your money. And obviously that money you're investing is to make you more money. And the 10 is savings. So things happen in life, emergencies happen unexpectedly, and sometimes you need that money to pay for whatever the emergency is. And if you don't have any savings to pay for that, you're going to put yourself in debt because you probably use a credit card or take out a loan or something. So it's better to have savings to pay off whatever that emergency is. So the number 3 is sacrificing your health and your life. Obviously, if you want to be successful, you have to make sacrifices. It's not easy, but you have to. The average person will not make sacrifices. I always talk about working hard, and I always stand by that. But I would never tell you to sacrifice your health. If you're not feeling well, obviously, if you're not physically able to do something, you probably want to think about it before you do it. Your health is extremely important. Like we always say, health is wealth. You got to take care of yourself. You don't want to sabotage your own health just to be successful. You got to maintain it. You got to find a balance. And sacrificing your life part, that's another subject. Obviously, some people would take it to the extreme, being successful. Obviously, they miss their kids' birthdays, their parents, whatever it may be. They're so focused on being successful or making it in life, they forget everything else. That's something I would never do. Yes, I constantly work hard. I want to grow my businesses. I want to grow this podcast. I want to do all that. But if it's a holiday, if it's one of my parents' birthdays, or somebody very important, I'll take the day off. And I have that luxury because I don't work for somebody else, so I can decide if I want to take a day off or not. But I would never sacrifice my life or somebody else that's important for a business or a success. Because life is short. And you want to have those memories because you never know when you might lose somebody or you might not get those memories again. Super important. And family is important to me. Family is everything to me. So I would never give that up or sacrifice that. But some people do. That's your personal decision. But like you said, your life's short. So enjoy the memories, spend time with your loved ones, and never sacrifice that. Decision number 4. I see this one a lot, and you see it everywhere. When people buy cars, luxury cars or cars they want, before they're actually able to, before they actually even made it in life, a lot of people buy expensive cars because they want it. They want it now. They don't want to wait later. They want it right now. And obviously that's a problem, but that's how society trains you. So I'm going to give you an example. Say a new car you buy is about $30,000. You're going to put $6,000 down. And you probably have to pay $500 monthly to obviously pay off the car. So now you have an expense that you have to pay $500 every single month to pay off your car. And you're giving your money, hard-earned money, to the finance company to buy that car. So let's say instead of doing that $6,000 you put down on that new car, let's say you put it down on a used car, good car, nothing crazy, it gets you to A to B, useful car. Use that $6,000 for a used car. Instead of getting that $500 a month that you're paying to pay off a new car, you can use that $500 that you get to keep for yourself. Instead of buying a new car, you can use that money to invest, which most people don't even do in general. So let's just say for that $400, you invest that in 10 years, and let's say that's going to be a 10% return rate. 10 years, if you invest $500 a month, that's going to be $100,000. And let's say in 20 years, if you keep investing $500, that's going to be $375,000. And if you keep going at that rate, $500 a month for 30 years, with a 10% return rate, you will be a millionaire. That's the power of investing, which is going to lead me to decision number 5. Not investing your money. Majority of people don't even invest money at all. They either save it or they just spend it. They get a paycheck. They usually do one of the two. They spend money on things they don't need, or they save a little bit of it. And for the example we just used, $500 a month, 30 years, 10% return rate, you will be a millionaire. Crazy as it seems, you will be. Yeah, it might take a while. 30 years is a while. But you will be way better off than someone that doesn't invest. So, the decision's up to you. But nowadays, people want to be rich now. And unfortunately, that's not how it works. That's why casinos and lottery tickets are so popular. And, people love them because they want to get rich now. They want money now. But unfortunately, that's how they take your money. That's one of the biggest scams they get you with. And obviously, you see a lot of ads, sponsorships on TV, get rich quick, or make this money, sign up for this in my whatever newsletter, whatever it may be, to make millions of dollars within a couple years. Some insane thing like that, which is usually a scam. But like I said, investing your money is always the best way to make you more money. And a lot of us are told, save your money. Unfortunately, that does not make you rich. That does not make you more money. A lot of parents give that advice because they're not financially educated, unfortunately. Saving money does not make you money. So let's say, for example, we said, 30 years, you invest all that, you're a millionaire. If you do the same thing, if you save $500 a month for 30 years, you save $180,000. So you see the difference between investing and saving. Invest 30 years, 10% return rate, $500 a month, millionaire. If you save $500 a month for 30 years, you save $180,000. That is the difference between investing and saving. But you're not taught that because usually schools don't teach that. They don't teach you about anything about financial education. Like I said before, saving money for protection, rainy days, great. But besides making you more money, saving, not so great. Investing, great. So what do most people invest in to make them more money? Mostly it's going to be stocks or real estate. And if you want to be an entrepreneur, start a business. But that takes a lot of work. Most small businesses do fail, but that's also another way to make you more money. But those are the main three that obviously people invest in to make the money. So decision number 6 is what we just talked about, is having no savings. You get your paycheck, you just spend. And you end up having no money for, let's just say, emergency happens. You don't have enough money to pay your rent. You need new tires for your car. Car gives you problems. Need some maintenance. You have kids. Something happens to your kids. Something happens to you medically. You need money to save up. The average people recommend money saved up in the bank is 6 months worth of expenses. Depending on where you're at and how much you spend and stuff like that, that's your decision. But the average is 6 months of expensive, including rent, all that good stuff. Very crucial to have savings just in case. But like I said, you never know what's going to happen. Things happen out of the ordinary. You never know. It's rather be safe than sorry. Because like I said, if you don't have the money, you're either going to return to credit cards, take out loans, and you're just going to put yourself in debt. And you're going to dig yourself a grave. And you're just going to financially hurt yourself more and more and more. So instead of going in debt, have some money saved up, pay if that emergency comes, pay with your savings, you're good to go, do it again, etc. Best way to do it. So decision number 7. See, so much is probably one of the biggest problems in our society. Keeping up with the Joneses. People want to look like they have money. They want to look like they're rich when they're not. When they're average, having a job, and just buying all these luxury goods, whether it's watches, chains, clothes, cars, whatever it is, just impress other people. It's a problem we have in society that we're brainwashed to do. You want to look rich, so you get paid your paycheck, and you'll buy stuff like that. And I always talk about this in previous podcasts. It's how the 99% make the 1% richer. The previous podcast I had before, you're not making yourself richer. You're just making these companies richer. Because instead of making yourself richer with your own money, you're giving your own money, hard-earned money, to these companies and making them richer. And to me, that bothers the heck out of me. But that's just personally me, because I don't want to make someone else richer. I want to make myself richer. But that's just me. But a lot of people want to look rich. And at the end of the day, what does that do for you? You want to look for rich in front of people, probably don't even care about you, or at the end of the day, it's just like, ooh, he has money, whatever it is. So what? If it bothers you that much, are you really important to you? Buy these things pre-owned. You're going to save a lot of money. Let somebody else pay top dollar brand new. Don't waste your money. If it's so important for you, just buy it pre-owned. You're going to save a lot of money. No one's going to know that you bought it pre-owned. They're never going to know if that's so important to you. But like I said, it's a big problem we have in society. People just want to look rich when in reality they're not. And this is what keeps you poor and keeps the 1% richer, because they just keep getting your money because you want to look rich. But that's a decision you have to make. Would you rather look rich and be poor, or look poor and be rich? I mean, at the end of the day, I don't have a problem. If you have the money, by all means, you can buy whatever you want. If You're successful, you have money, by all means. But majority of people are not successful or not financially educated. They're the 99%. But if you made it in life, by all means, you buy whatever you want. You have the money. But most people don't. Most people have jobs and pretend like they look rich. But that's up to you. That's a decision you got to make. And I see it a lot, unfortunately. So, financial decision number 8 is insurance. Insurance is important. Whatever it is, house insurance, car insurance, health insurance, whatever it is. Things happen in life, unexpected. If worse comes to worse, if something happens to your house, car, health, whatever, you'll be okay. Hopefully nothing ever does, but you never know. Life's unexpected. And you don't want to be surprised with a bill because you didn't have insurance. Hopefully you might not ever need that insurance, but it's a safety net. It's a backup plan. It's a if worse comes to worse plan. And it's always there for you. But some people like living life on the edge, and that's up to them. They don't have insurance on anything. But when those things happen, I hope you have insurance, because you'll be pretty terrified and scared when you see the outcome and the bills or whatever it may be. And obviously that leads to, if you have kids, a family, a life insurance. Life insurance is very important, because if you're the breadwinner, you're making money for your family. If something ever happens to you and you pass away, that life insurance will give, obviously, when you pass away, to your family and hope take care of them for a bit. For not financially in trouble and struggling in life. So they will be set if something ever does happen to you. Hopefully it never does, but it's insurance. It's, like I said, it's there to protect you. You'd rather be safe than sorry. And of course, you would never want to see your family struggle financially if something does happen to you. That is one of the worst things. Decision number 9. You constantly waste your time. I've talked about this many times. You have 24 hours in a day. What you do with the time is up to you. Don't ever waste your time, because you never get that back. That's one thing you will never ever get back. But majority of people that have jobs, middle class, poor mindsets, the 99% as we call it, they waste their time. Always talk about this. They're either on their phones, social media, watching TV, doing some useless activity that doesn't benefit your life, whatever it may be. People do not value their time. They just waste it. They're okay having a job, working 8 hours, come home, waste time instead of trying to better their lives. So, like I always say, trying to learn a new trade. Find, if you want a better job, that's totally up to you. Or ways to make more money. Or anything, even if it's being physically fit, going to the gym. Highly recommend that. Use your time valuably, because you do not get your time back. So why waste it? We all have 24 hours in a day. What you do with it is up to you. Obviously, successful rich people, they don't waste their time. Poor people, they waste their time. Like I talked about previous podcasts, that's the difference. It's up to you. You value your time or not. You want to have a poor mindset, or you want to have a rich mindset. That decision is up to you. And this is going to lead us to our 10th financial decision. Living in the moment. Some people say, or you could say the YOLO life. You only live once. So instead of planning for the future, people say, just live in the moment. Buy whatever you want. And I've seen this many times, even from friends. Go into debt, who cares? Life's too short. Buy the car you want. Buy the jewelry you want, buy the clothes, watches, whatever you want. Buy it now, who cares? YOLO, you only live once. Worry about it later. You're young, or maybe you don't know when you're going to die. That's the worst advice you can give somebody. Because nowadays people are living way longer than people are supposed to be, which is great. But unfortunately as well, those people don't have money either. So if you're going to live in the moment and not worry about your future, once you get to that point in your future, you're going to be like, what now? I have to work forever. I didn't have no money saved up. I spent it all. I bought these things because Life's too short. I want to live in the moment. YOLO, whatever it may be. That's a decision that ruins a lot of people. And that happens to a lot of young kids nowadays. And that's what ruins you mostly too, because people do not invest like we talk about. People don't save money for emergencies. They just get the whole paycheck, spend it all. That's all they do, is spend. And when you get to that age, you have no money saved up. You didn't prepare for this. You're going to have to keep working. Whatever age you're at, you're going to have to just keep working. And that's the problem why people are not financially educated. They just live in the moment, just spend money, live life, and that looks great. Because you see on social media, people having fun, going out, buying these nice cars. It looks wonderful. It looks so nice. But in reality, they're not financially educated. They're not prepared for the future. They're just doing what everybody else does. And obviously, that's the majority mindset of 99% of people that are poor. That's not why they're not financially educated, not rich, not successful. And they don't have that 1% mindset. Because they're just living in the moment. And trust me, I get it. It's hard not going out and doing all this stuff. But at the end of the day, your future will look brighter than theirs. Because they're living in the moment. You're preparing for your future where you will be successful and you will be financially educated. And that's going to be separating you from them. And think about it. In the future, while they're still having a job because they blew the money, didn't prepare for the future, you'll probably be retired because you had money saved up, you prepared for this, you invested, whatever it may be, you'll be okay. And that's going to be the two directions that people take. Majority have that poor mindset. That's the 99% we always talk about. The 1% that go the other way, that do the opposite of the 99%. Think about it. If everyone's doing the same thing, because apparently everyone's a sheep, they follow the crowd and do what everyone else does, and it keeps them in that rat race, having a job, why would you do that? Why be like everybody else when you're going to get that same outcome? Why not do the opposite of what people do to be successful, what successful people do? Why not do that? Makes sense, right? But majority of people are followers, not leaders. And most people are sheep, do what they're told, and don't go against the agenda. And it's unfortunate, but that's how society is. And obviously, I want you to be successful, and I want you to change your mindset to change your life. So, those are 10 financial decisions that keeps you poor. I hope those were very helpful. Hopefully, change your mindset a bit. And I appreciate you listening to this podcast. As always, taking time out of your day to listen to this podcast and be productive. And hopefully, you actually do something about it and not just listen and not be proactive. Because if you hear all this and do nothing about it, there's really no point. Why bother? You gotta be proactive. Do something about it. Change your life because no one else is gonna do it for you. So I want to say thank you to Patreon member Blade262 supporting this podcast and be a Patreon member. I appreciate it as always. If you'd like to help this podcast and be a Patreon member, the link is in the description below. So thank you guys again. And if you could share this podcast and subscribe on whatever platform you listen to, helps grow the podcast as well. Thank you guys again. I wish you the best. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Change Your Mindset podcast. Be sure to tune in every week for a new episode. As always, change your mindset to change your life.